Funsie. Welcome back, everyone. The boys are back. The boys are booming.
Funsie.
We got a lot to talk about. Obviously, Waco happened this past weekend. So we'll definitely highlight some of that. Jay Millie, did you end up going to Waco? I know it's the closest tournament to you, but did you? I know you tried to qualify, but did you actually spectate?
I did not spectate. I had a video to post and edit, and then I had some other stuff going on that we can either talk about or not talk about.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that maybe a little later because we'll just get straight into it. In the green room, it's a surprise unless you read the title.
Surprise reveal.
Which I hope you did.
We have Robbie C. Disc Golf, baby.
What's up, party people?
Dude, this episode's actually going to be a fight night between me and Robbie, because if you guys listen to Funsie, I used to be a coach hater.
Yes.
Wait, have we uploaded the Disc
No.
Golf episode yet?
Not yet. Not yet. Maybe that's like something we upload when we all can't make it a week or something like that. And that'll be the
okay, yeah.
It is nice
that's
to
what
have
I
on
was
the pocket.
thinking. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I was
Be
thinking.
on the
Solid idea.
lookout. Be on the lookout.
Man,
Cool.
how's everyone doing, guys?
Dude, we're supposed to ask you that. How are you doing,
Oh,
Robbie?
my bad. Hey, living the dream. We're you guys were
How's the
super kind
boyo?
and pushed back your recording. We're trying to figure out the whole dad life thing. Here's what I'll say about like just children in general. It's like so far, I'm obviously an expert. I've been doing this for 3 months. You're like this guy. He's like he lives on routines. He's all about routines, and you're like, all right, sick. And then as soon as you're
Sounds like a
like,
disc golfer.
let me plan something around his routine, it's like he sniffs it out. And he's like, here's the time where I'm just not gonna be
sniffs
ready
it
to go
out.
to sleep. And I was like, yeah, because normally like at the time that we were supposed to start, he's chilling. And then sure enough, when I texted Sajko, I was like, this dude was just staring at me. Like, bro, you're supposed to be asleep right now, and he's just eyes wide open. It
Incredible.
was something. So,
Dude, that seems like as good of a spot as any to start, because I was curious, how has your daily routine as doing like disc golf content, how has that changed for you now that you've brought a child into the world? Because that's probably a thing in disc golf that no one's really talked about, is like trying to balance those things on top of what you already did.
yeah. So, it is like doing disc golf content creation full time, super flexible schedule, which is amazing. Like, I think we all know that there's really not a ton of money in disc golf. So if we took these skills and just moved them to like another niche, wow. Like Jay Millie crushes the game. If he would have picked anything other than disc golf, I
such a
mean,
good
billionaire
point.
by right now.
That's
Like,
such a good point. Why disc golf, Jay Millie, bro? Come on.
and like we just don't have. I mean, Bedanza talks about this a lot, right? Like, if he would have gone way more in on the finance side and the Amazon side, like that would have been so much more profitable. But I love the community here. I love the flexibility of all of it. So daycares don't really accept children till they're a certain age. So like that's tough because we can't just like put them in full-time daycare or anything. So how my life has adjusted is that I'm really good at using the hour and a half naps he takes to like go shoot something in the backyard, or I will plan lessons accordingly because I do like a lot of virtual lessons. And so it'll be like, hey, I have a time slot from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. You can do either of those two slots and kind of jump in there. And then when my wife gets home, if there's anything that I didn't get to do, that's when I really hand off and like go do that. So I do a lot of like 7 p.m. to 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. / 1 a.m. work sessions. But I spend a lot of time messaging people and sending all that. And I can do that, thankfully, like while I'm holding him. So it's been nice, but it's definitely an adjustment. Robbie, the way I always talk about Robbie Crawford has had a great time. Robbie C is a little stalled out right now because there's just not as much time to help input and like create content and like do like social media. It's just me doing social media. So it's like, okay, do I want to shoot videos? Do I want to do shorts? Do I want to make posts? Do it like, you guys get this. How do you grow the
Yep.
brand when it's just you and also you got to do other things?
Right.
Like
Well,
having
how
a
do
kid.
you? Yeah, completely.
Go
Well, how do you
Why'd you do that?
how do you find that your creative process has changed then? Because, or like, how do you actually come up with stuff? Is it like based on sessions that you have with students or like comments on videos? Like, what is your creative process like now?
Yeah. So this is something Josh and I, Overthrow, have talked about a lot. Is we met with Danny Lindahl in like 2021 at the Creators Cup that happened way back in the day, and Danny was like, "Yeah, I feel like I just kind of ran out of things to say." And Josh and I looked at each other like, "How does that ever happen?" Because there are things that I coach and I teach now that I'm like, I just think that like that's a poor way of teaching it or whatever it may be. So usually if I have to say the same thing in a lesson more than 5 times, that's a video. Like it's easy to do in a video because it's efficient for my students, because now I don't have to be like, "Oh, hey, let's talk about this concept." I can be like, "All right, here's the idea. If you want to go into a deep dive, I ramble for 20 minutes in this YouTube video over here, so go check it out." Like that is definitely a process there. But then other times it's just like I try to make sure that I have a putting approach and a driving video every month.
Mhm.
And so I do 8 videos. I do 2 videos a week. So 8 slots essentially. So 3 of those are already booked. And then I'm like running series that also help with the longevity of things. So like Jimothy Jr. made an appearance on the Robbie C channel today.
Let's go.
I saw that. I haven't watched the full video, but I do appreciate it.
Yeah, it's the thumbnail, loud and clear. I was like, "Oh,
I know.
this is easy."
I saw it on there. I was like, let's go. That's huge. I
Yeah.
remember when he snagged that.
I do not suggest testing buzzes versus hexes in 43 mile an hour winds. Like
It's probably bad. Yeah.
that was tough, but we were out there and
Yeah.
we have a kid, so we were already at the course. So it was like, what else? We're gonna shoot this video.
Does your wife help you film?
She does not. No, my wife. I think hates is probably the wrong word. My wife tolerates disc golf.
Okay.
Yeah. She plays like she is good. She has like a 250-foot forehand. It's filthy, but like that's she has that and has no interest in getting help, getting better, anything like that. Like lots of people will comment when she's on a video and they'll be like, "Oh, like, would she ever would she ever take coaching tips from you?" Absolutely not, dude. Like any of us that are married or have a significant other, have them like it just doesn't work there. So yeah, she does not help. We have talked about like one day if she wanted to come on like the team for like creative direction or like helping with socials and things like that, because she has a lot of really cool ideas. Most of the time that you see something funny happen in socials, it was her idea.
Makes sense. Completely side tangent. You a big hot rod guy?
I
Life
gotta
short,
watch that
stunt
movie.
it.
I love
Dude.
Andy Samberg. I've never seen it.
Babe, wait, wait, no. Yeah.
no. Yeah,
Dang it.
I
I feel so left out.
Dude, same.
it is the most. I will stand by. It's the most quotable movie in existence.
Oh, there's so many.
And then the only its only runner up in my mind is The Other Guys.
Yeah,
Desk
I
Pop.
see that.
I know that one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can't get
Peacock,
over
you gotta
Desk
let me
Pop.
fly. Yes, dude. I'm so in with you guys now. Let's go.
Yeah, aim for the
May
bushes.
the mountains protect you.
May they protect you.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. You don't understand.
Bye,
Hot Rod
buddy.
is a
I hope you find
very
your
good
dad.
movie.
Oh, wait,
Probably-
that's Elf. Sorry.
Yeah. Old man, new heart. I had a friend who had his dad had her dad had open heart surgery, and I was like, wow. And sure, finally got to use that quote. Old man,
Yeah.
strong heart. Oh,
funny.
For every listener and for Ben and for Sajko, you guys must watch that
I'm watching
movie.
it.
It
Maybe
is
tonight.
hilarious.
One
It's
day.
a very good movie, and like for some reason the cinematography is kind of just fire. Like I don't know if you get that too, Robbie, but it's just I don't know. It's very impressive.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
it is like you just never know what to expect. Like it is
No.
truly a movie that every time you're like, oh, this is good, huh? Oh, like you just head scratch at every turn. It's
All right,
fantastic.
dude. I
And
might have to watch it.
best
tonight.
enjoyed after the hour of 10 p.m.
True. My favorite scene. We'll move on after this. My favorite scene is the mountain falling scene. What's yours,
Ooh.
Robbie?
It has to be the safe word. My trailer. What the heck? I've been drinking green tea all day.
I know what you're talking about, but I thought you were talking about whiskey.
Yeah. It's all collective to me because the whole whiskey scene leads to the trailer smash, and I'm just giggling through the whole safe word scene because I know that I'm about to get pumped drinking green tea all day.
Why are you saying it like that? Why am I saying it like what? Okay, we can move on.
I was like, all right, I'm so
I know.
lost now.
I'm just, dude. I'm in the podcast and I don't even know what's happening right now.
No.
Listeners,
We
take
were
from that what you
an
will.
But that
audience
small
member
tangent of
at that
people in
point.
the audience are
Oh.
loving this right now.
They're so
here
stoked.
for it.
Comment below
What-
if you loved it and your favorite.
While we're on the side tangent, I mean, Robbie, I've heard you talk about before playing video games. I believe you still have a podcast about like board games. Am I correct in saying that?
I do. Me and Jason from Foundation, the head of customer. If you ever email customer service at Foundation, Jason's the guy who responds. And so we run a podcast called Bards of the Board. It's every other week because I am not dedicated enough to run 2 weekly podcasts. That's a lot.
Valid.
Yeah.
Valid.
I have not listened, but what would inspire? Because like I like video games and I like, like other various things. I haven't started a podcast doing those things. So like, what would inspire you doing that? Just like something separate from disc golf, like having a cool creative outlet that you could do that instead of just like straight up playing board games or video games.
Yeah, I like to call it a beige flag. My wife calls it a red flag. I can't really have hobbies without monetizing them. I just constantly look at all of my time and I'm like, well, time is money was drilled into me as a kid. My dad's an entrepreneur at heart. And so like time is money. I feel like it's like in my soul. And so when I start enjoying hobbies, I get to a point where I'm like, ooh, I would like to invest more time into this hobby. Well, if I monetize it, then that's totally okay because it's worth it to invest the time. Like that works. And so Bards was created because Jason and I were spending hours talking about board games anyways. So I was like, we should just record this. Podcasts are super easy to edit. And then one day it may monetize itself to a world where like we get tickets to board game conventions and we get free board games, which is already happening. Like we've gotten free board games out of it. So worth it.
Dude, that's sick.
Yeah. We only have like 500 listeners. So it's not like the end of the world or anything. Like it's not like, oh man, we're popping off. But
500 listeners per episode's a ton.
it helps. It helps.
Dude,
So,
that's more than us. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Honestly,
nah,
like
you guys are going to pop. Easy.
if any disc golf convention out there wants to fly us out and give us free tickets, please hit us up. Funsie's looking to go to one of these things. Hit us up, please.
Well, you
Ben,
do
fly us
run
out.
all of them, right?
That's the
You are the
joke.
disc golf.
I was like, is there competition that I don't know about?
Yeah, I was so confused.
Just
No, that was
you,
the joke.
you see.
Yeah, I guess.
You
I
see-
guess
you see Miresmo.
the During the Worlds is gonna be a quote unquote expo, but it's more so just part of Worlds Fly Mart basically.
No,
But
All good.
not hashtag not my expo.
All right. So, Robbie, would you classify yourself as a disc golf coach? I don't think that's a crazy thing to say, correct? Or where would you put yourself within the YouTube disc golf sphere?
Yeah, I would say that I would call myself a coach. I would call myself a coach for beginners, especially. And I think that I'm okay being categorized as that. I do think that there is like a large section of disc golf coaches that you have like the Blitz and the Nick Crush and the Yanni Going Places and like all of that who are really good and very good at helping people achieve like top goals. But I just think that we so often forget about the beginners that like want to get in and do all that. And I'm totally fine niching myself down to beginners. Like, so I feel I I I think I would surprise people with how good I am at disc golf when they play with me because I do beginner content, but I don't think like, oh yeah, I'm looking to pick up like an MP. Like I'm not looking to pick up someone on the pro tour and be like, I'm that guy's coach. Nah, like no interest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
makes
Okay.
sense.
Oh, there are other people that are doing like similar-ish, we'll call it like kind of content. Have you ever said anything on a video? Because in this like sort of sphere, it's sort of scientific in the sense of it's through like experience and things that you've worked with students. And then over time, of course, like things that you say, I'm sure, change. Have there been examples of stuff you've talked about with other coaches or they've said something and you're like, oh crap. You're like, I might be rethinking like the thing that I talked about then.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I love to consume disc golf content. Like not only because I just enjoy it, but I also like if I call myself the beginner guy, right? Like I'm in theory one of the tops of the funnel. Like I would say that if you're trying to get better, you're coming down my funnel. If you're finding disc golf, you're coming into Josh's funnel. Like, and I say Josh is in Jay Millie. Like I think that you have the best like reaching content to get non-disc golfers into our game.
Well,
So I think that your funnel can even like sometimes I can just like get a little bit underneath, you know, like and it filters in because they're like, oh, this is cool. How do I do this? And then they end up finding my stuff. But yeah, there's definitely comments and things that come out from people that are like, oh wow, I've never thought about teaching it that way. I think that's really cool. I think that's really great. There's a lot of conversations that happen off air that people don't see in terms of, hey, how are you teaching this right now? Or like if I have a student that it's like, oh man, I don't know how to fix that. I have other coaches I can reach out to and say, what do you see as an issue within this? And then I do think that there are coaches that like are out there that we all just look at and we're like I think that there is actually a line amongst the disc golf coaching community that is like these coaches all connect with these coaches and they do their thing and they all think that these people are wrong and these people all think that those people are wrong. And our students, depending on how much they want to trust us, will hop back and forth and you'll be in a lesson with someone and they'll be like, oh yeah, I do this. And they'll just use terminology and you're like, oh, you've watched blank. Like you just know because there's terminology that all of us use.
Yeah, like puring the watermelon, just getting the disc out there, puring the watermelon.
Ben, you need to elaborate.
Yeah, did you just make that up or what?
If you watched the video of Overthrow that I'm featured in at the expo, you'll understand the reference. So if you understand the reference, also comment below. There you go.
Whoops. Sorry.
What he said
If you're listening right now, comment below.
Dude,
and if you're commenting below, comment below.
I love the comments. I actually love reading the comments. We even have such a dedicated commenter in the owner of Formero, Kyle, that he'll comment on his personal, then flip to Formero, and then comment on Formero's channel. Just two different like topics. I'm like, yes, I love the comments. I'm the one that reads them and always responds. So it's me responding if you ever comment, and I always read them every episode. So there you go.
Dude, you got to read the comments.
Robbie,
do you read your comments, Josh?
Yes, I do. I'm usually pretty good at managing them, but in this last video, so for context, my last video is me trying to qualify for Waco. I played horrible, and on like hole 16, I like decided I wasn't going to post the video, so I didn't record my last two holes. But then I got a lot of nice comments on Instagram. People were like, post a video, do it anyways, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you're right. If I'm going to film a video, I need to commit to it, even if it's bad. And so I edited it, posted it. And my whole worry was just like, no one wants, like, I've been playing pretty bad on my channel recently. And I'm like, no one wants to see me struggle again. And I got so many kind comments, but there was like 3 or 4 comments that were like mean. And like usually I just ignore them. Like I'm usually so good. Like okay, whatever. Like I don't care at all. Like, but these for some reason, like I was like laying on the
Dude.
couch, like, oh man, why you
You're
have to say
vulnerable right
that?
now.
Yeah, I think it was just a case of like I already had the insecurity, and then they just affirmed it. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of them was like, I'm 956 rated. I feel like I'm higher rated than that. And his comment was something like, how are you 956 rated? And I was like, oh, nice. And then it was like, you should be way lower or something. And I was like, no.
And then he's like, and you will be your next ratings update.
Yeah, literally.
That's tough, dude.
But yeah, I read all of them. But this that's funny that you brought it up. This was this last time was the first time that like the mean comments have gotten to me. Other than that, they just roll right off my back, but they got me this time. So don't comment mean things, please.
Please don't.
My mom watches these, like, she's on Water Talk. So she has TikTok specifically for people that like mix flavors into water. Like
Wait,
that's
what?
her whole
No.
feed.
What
I
does
know
that
all
mean?
about this.
What does that mean?
Like, bro, if you go to my mom's house, it looks like you're walking into a Baskin Robbins, but all it is just flavors of powder that she can mix in and syrups and all this other stuff to make her water taste not like water. Water Talk, like it's a whole thing.
Okay.
And so, but she's like, oh, Robbie, I have this one girl. She just every week, she like just pulls all of her hateful comments and she just reads them. And it's so fun. You should do that. And I'm like, Mom, no. Like, I don't want to encourage more people to write mean things because, bro, like, I have someone who, like, literally early on, you have the ugliest forehead I've ever seen. Was a comment that got commented.
Is that why you
multiple
shaved
times.
your head?
What
And I
a
was like,
turd, dude.
like someone, dear God, for the love of all that's good and holy, please never shoot another video without a hat on again.
Oh,
Have you ever
ow.
considered playing in junior women's? Because that's the only division you'd ever be competitive in. Like,
Oh my
people
gosh.
are.
You're
people
like,
are
Mom, I'll
ruthless.
cry. If I
Yeah,
film
exactly.
that video, I'll cry.
Now, that is my favorite homage to a hateful comment that I ever got. Is I had a sponsor one time who did custom trophies, and he was like, "I'm going to send you some samples," and I was like, "Okay, when you send me a sample, can you send me a sample of first place junior women's?" And he was like, "Sure," and he did, and so sure enough, and I was like, "Congratulations, Steven. I finally did it."
That's so
too
funny.
good.
Incredible.
That's so funny.
Well, Robbie, I got to talk to you about this down at Disc South, but I think something that you do well and a niche that you sort of fill is that you are pretty good at being like honest and vulnerable in your content, which even beyond disc golf, I think is something that a lot of people struggle to do. Is that something that I'm sure you're not like knowingly doing that, let's say. I'm sure that's just kind of your personality, but is that something that you see yourself as you do your content?
Yeah. I think the worst thing that could happen is that you put on this persona of like, here's who I am as a person, and disc golf is just like so small still that like when I meet you on the course or you meet someone for the first time, like what a tragedy that would be if like, oh man, like Robbie's super happy go lucky, all this in his content, and then I meet him and he's just like a piece of trash. Like that would stink. And like we all have bad days, right? Like I think that's one thing is also like anyone who's like overly positive all the time, you got to think that like they can't always live at that level. Like I look at like a Bob Goff of the world, and I'm like, Bob Goff has to have bad days. Like I know he has to have bad days. Doesn't seem like he has bad days. Then you read his books and you're like, no, it really doesn't seem like he has bad days, but I'm sure he does. And so like, I want to have that, like my dream fictional character in the world is a guy named Mr. Megorium from the movie, Dustin Hoffman's character in Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium. That's like who I want to be as a human being. But yeah, so I think it's just like, there's no need to hide it. And then also I love that I feel qualified to help people improve their game while also not being able to consistently like just smash a disc 500 feet and be like, well, it's just that easy. because I think that it just makes for more relatable content when you're doing like when you can connect with more people. And yeah, like why fake it? Like I just don't understand. I've never understood why people in content in general, why would you fake your personality, and why would you fake your performance in a video?
Yeah.
Because we all know people do it, and like that has to be awful the first
You
time.
can tell too. Like
Yeah.
you can tell.
like okay, cool. So you decide that you want to make it so you never miss putts. What happens the first time that you meet someone and they follow you for 2 holes?
Yeah.
Like,
oh, you shot a perfect round, but you're rated 915.
yeah,
Sick.
interesting.
That-
you went to New London and broke 68. Okay, cool. Yeah. What are you
And you
rated?
did it on your very last
875?
attempt?
Yeah. No.
I'm just
No,
kidding.
dude.
I
As someone who
watched-
has caught the other side of Hunter in competition mode, bro, that man has I mean, you saw it. You saw it in the video. Like he hits that switch, and it's just like, all right, cool, we just lose.
Sajko,
like,
Ben, have you guys watched the new foundation video or no?
I have not. I saw a couple clips online though.
The
Like the
break
most
60
recent?
yeah.
Oh, Break 68. Actually, I just watched it before, like coming on here while I was working on something.
Yeah. I mean, this is
Spoiler?
a tangent, but that was insane. I
Filthy.
literally got chilled in that
Filthy.
video.
it's
I've
cool.
watched like all of those, and
Wait,
that was,
so
that was crazy.
you watched the whole thing
What do you mean?
of the Break 68?
Yeah, like
Yeah, it's
I,
like a
I
30
watched
video?
every
Yeah.
video. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the most recent one's a 30-minute video. But like that's like content creators. I know of a channel. They rolled up, and this guy is like 900 rated. Rolls up to New London, shoots like a 66, 67. And he's
Gross.
like, I guess I did it. Here we go. Bro, I have played that course. If you had the best day of your life, you're not shooting a 67. Like, I just don't. No. No. No way.
So
And
what
they're
is
like, oh,
67
threw it
in
into the
terms
woods.
of par?
100.
One down.
Okay.
Which, like, would be rated. It has to be rated, like,
1,000.
10,
It's got to
10
be
or
over
something.
1,000.
Yeah.
It's got to be over 1,000.
Yeah, to like put it
Gotta
into
watch that video
reference,
now.
maybe I've mentioned it on the podcast before. I think when we went down there to go play it, I think I shot like 14 over or something like that. So I still think to this day it's the most difficult course that I've played, and that's having played courses like Maple Hill and at the time it was called Throw Down the Mountain and not Olympus. So yeah, real deal for sure.
I want to play it one
Dude.
day.
Boys
Well,
trip.
Not
Never
not gonna
play
ever
out.
be the same.
It'll be a new course next time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you
I,
go inflated ratings at the Pro Tour, that's fine. We'll call it what it is. I say hot take, right? If
is a
you
hot
go
take.
inflated ratings on the Pro Tour, it was 1020 to shoot a 67 at New London
Sheesh.
at Worlds this year.
Good.
Wow.
Lord, man.
Dang.
Well,
Yeah.
That's
Robbie,
pretty nuts.
I mean, you kind of going off on that. Like, I think that's solid advice. I know you're a listener to the podcast, so what advice would you give to like creators that are trying to like start making disc golf content? It's something that we kind of have found ourselves as like our niche is like talking about that and helping people that want to get involved. So, what would you offer to those people?
Yeah, like find a gap and fill it. Like that's
Bang.
don't try to like don't watch Jay Millie's edits and say, "Oh, I'm going to do that." Like because Jay Millie's doing it, he's doing it better than you. So, like don't do that. Or I love like Sajko, we talked about your edits are like they kill me. I love them so much. But even you have like the one you shot today where you were like, this is basic content, and like it's you throwing the sidewinder,
Yeah.
and it's like, sure,
Filthy
that
shot, by
shot
the way.
like basic according to usual posts. You could argue yes. I don't know the whole, but I'm sure it is like a disgustingly amazing shot, or else why would you post it? But then like you have the Sajko twist on it of how you posted it, even putting it to stories, like everything that goes alongside of it is you. So like, sure, other people could have somewhat of a sarcastic take or anything like that, but like bro, when you were like top foods to avoid to make yourself like not feel better. First, avoid eating a nest full of killer bees. Like I physically spit Diet Coke out because that is immaculate. So like I think that don't try to go down those avenues, right? Like don't okay, I want to go to Home Depot and buy like bucket lids and me and my friends are going to go play challenges. Okay, so you're doing foundation content, but no one knows who you are, so no one cares. Like
True.
Like it sounds so harsh, but it's like everyone wants to emulate what someone else is doing. But the reason any of us started doing what we were doing, like how we found success, is because we were different. Like we filled something, we did something that hasn't been there. And that's where I look at like Ben getting to work with Gannon, right? Like that's so sick.
Yeah.
So how do we get to see how your style of editing not only showcases you, but also you get to bring Gannon to the people? Like that's awesome. But you could easily fall into the trap of like, oh, I'm just going to watch and I like how this person edits or this person edits. So like the challenge for you is to make Gannon's content pop. It's going to do well, but it may not pop unless you put your spin on it.
Yeah. I don't know. I already edited one of his videos and filmed it fully, and I basically just edited it like if it was one of my videos, because I don't know. One, copying people, it's just like, I don't know. Just gotta be your own. Two, it's just not worth it. Just like labor wise, like how does Jay Millie do the captions and like I know how he does it, but it's just like if I was to nitpick a Jay Millie video like thing for thing, it would just take me forever because to him it's just like natural. To me, I would have to literally look up everything. So yeah, that's my plan, is just our main focus is gonna be like good content, but in consistent content, but it's not gonna be like, anything like cinematic. It's just gonna be like, Gannon needs to get out to the people, like you said, and we're gonna make good content, and the people are gonna enjoy it, and it's just gonna be just like solid of him playing and doing different things, So that's kind of more of our gonna be our focus rather than like the Gannon Bird just threw an apple. I don't know. Like I'm just trying to think of something crazy that would be like some like kind of like insane title, like how long can Gannon
Bird played a Pro Tour event with one disc.
Yeah, exactly. Like yeah, exactly. We're not gonna do anything crazy like that. It's more so just like good content, consistent content, and just like yeah.
Dude, I love it.
My encouragement to the people listening that they just made it sound so unreasonable that you could ever achieve Jay Millie level edits is I was in your position at once. Like I had to learn all of this stuff. Like Ben said, he'd have to go nitpicky and learn it one by one. Yeah, like I'm pretty smooth at a lot of this stuff now, but like that's because I spent hours learning how to, magic mask on DaVinci Resolve or planar transform like stuff to track my face or my disc or whatever. So like, just get better every day. Make what you would want to watch. Like it's that simple.
I thought you were just gonna stop at get better and just period. That's
get better.
Be an athlete.
Get good, kid. Be an athlete.
Yeah, I was basically just saying that like yours is more like the like I said, Mr. Beast, Mark Rober, Ryan Trahan. That's all I was saying. You don't expect Gannon to do like a crazy just like you said. I played with my left hand in a Pro Tour event. It's just gonna be good content, consistent, but inconsistent content, and that's what we're focused on. Just like portraying the life of Gannon Burr, like of him either playing or stuff like that. And it's not going to be anything like last to leave circle wins Gannon Burr's left pinky, something like that.
Are you guys going to do like Simon where you're going to film every round?
So I don't think so. It's probably going to be more like you said, don't copy. That would just be a straight up copying. I don't think so.
I mean, that's not. Yeah.
Well, It's like it's
It's not a revolutionary idea.
No, I know. Yeah, it's not like Simon
yeah.
invented it. Yeah, but it would be like kind of just like like Dustin. Like I've already said, this Dustin, Simon's videographer, like is world class, professional, like insane at editing and stuff like that. So like it would just be if I tried to copy that, it would just be a different vibe. But we are probably gonna do like a weekend sort of recap where where we're recording his shots and
highlights,
like say if he
him
wins an
talking
event,
about-
yeah,
Yeah.
it'll just be like briefly like round 1 to show some shots, round 2, round 3, and then
Yeah.
stuff like that. So yeah, we're not planning on doing it every round because props to Dustin that the man record. So when Simon went off at Waco final day, Dustin was out there caddying for him, recording, and then I think the video was up either that morning or that night. And that's a long day. That's a long day, especially with the professionalism of his edits and stuff like that. So yeah, we're more so gonna focus on the practice rounds, the cool ideas, playing with like maybe we might do a challenge like Ace Race with Gannon Burr, and then maybe a weekend, a day in the life, like this is how I played. It would probably be like a weekend recap. Nothing crazy. We're trying to make it at least I am trying to make it like good content, but shorter, if that makes sense. Like we're not trying to do an hour long practice rounds. It's like ideally the like goal would be like 12-20 minutes of just like good stuff.
Well,
here's my opinion that you didn't ask for.
It's all good.
Gannon is a freak athlete.
Yes.
Like that's what you got to leverage. Like yeah. Like practice rounds make sense, but there's so many things Gannon can do that no one else can do. So like I think if you can get his videos to leverage that advantage he has on literally everyone.
Well, tell us ideas. That's
he's
what
gonna have so many views because like Robbie mentioned earlier, you could just post whatever with Gannon and it'd do well, but there's a level of like that if you're just posting whatever with Gannon, you're posting at his floor. There's a value proposition that Gannon has, which I think is he's literally a freak athlete in the disc golf space. So that needs to be what you leverage. And like, that would mean, okay, you're not at your floor, which is probably 40, 50,000 views a video. Instead, you could start being in the 100, like 200, which is like ideal,
No, yeah, but like, give me ideas. I'm not saying that I'm not trying to be at his floor at all. I'm just saying like practice rounds are going to be a part of it. That's all I'm saying. Like but there's going to be a ton of ideas we have for it. But yeah, like literally, what would be if you have any ideas, because we do it. That's what I'm trying to say is like we're open and we're going to do everything, but just don't expect like some crazy like thing like that, like where it's just like it's gonna be more so focused on Gannon. That's what I'm saying. Like day in the life athlete, him doing things.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Go Robbie.
So Gannon was on. I caddied for a guy at MCO last year. Gannon was on his card round 1, and it was the most unspectacular round I've ever seen from someone who put themselves in contention to win a pro tour. It
looked so casual for him.
Yeah,
his off week is top 5.
Yeah, and so he was exactly right. So to me, like something I know, like Dustin's recording all this content and like trying to slap it all together in a video right off the bat. But like in your recaps, I think like a segment that's like the top 5 shots that nobody saw, like because Gannon does ridiculous. Like the dude just is a highlight reel walking around the course. And so there's going to be some time in round 1 where he's just not in contention and he's just going to jam a 60-footer and the whole card's going to be like, oh, now I have to make a 25-footer. Sick. Sick. And he's just casually walking over like, that basket should have caught it better. Like, and it's already in the bucket, bud. Like, you're fine. But I think that Gannon just does stuff like that. Like I said, the most unspectacular round I've ever seen from someone who put themselves in contention to win a pro tour. So, like, the more shots and footage you have of him, I think exactly what Josh is saying of like seeing the freak athlete side of him. Just put a camera on him while he's throwing discs, and crazy things will happen.
That's kind of what I was gonna say. Is like title and thumbnail is gonna be everything for you guys. Like, I think that you can get like with Gannon, you can get away with the more casual edits where you're not like doing the Jay Millie edits. It's just kind of like he's playing around a disc golf, or it's kind of like a vlog or whatever. But when you do your title and thumbnails, like every event, Gannon's doing something crazy. So it should be, I shot 100% from C1 at this event, or like whatever crazy thing
instead
he did
of like
week.
Waco round recap. I like that.
Yeah. Or like I jammed a 100-foot putt without jumping. Like something stupid like that. And like Robbie said, like make that the hook video at the beginning, then do Gannon Burr's logo, and then start the video, and like boom, you're like, I just think you're putting yourself in a position to have his videos be at their ceiling rather than just like sit at their floor the whole time, So yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited to see what you do, and
yeah, the goal
I will happily critique you.
Well, yeah, I'm not trying to. What I was saying, I don't think was trying to do it at his floor. Like that wasn't.
No. Sorry, don't take it as I thought you were just gonna do bad stuff.
That's what you were saying. Like, bro, why these ideas are at his floor? I was like, I feel like these are good ideas.
No. I was just saying what I think, what I would do in your situation.
Yeah, no, 100%. The goal is to grow.
I'm not saying you're gonna do that.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that. The goal is to grow Gannon's brand. He's the number one player in the world, and he just doesn't post on YouTube ever. So that's the goal. That's why he's bringing me on. The goal is to grow his brand, and however way we can do that is how we're gonna do it. So and that's what I'm saying. That's why I think it'll be fascinating, because he's the number one player in the world, and hopefully he keeps being that, because we're gonna lean into that a lot of just like how. Like I have so many ideas. One of them is just like obviously just a day in the life of a tournament round, maybe off week in the life, or something, off day in the life. I have like ideas of just doing a practice round, but it's more calculated or not calculated, like how he attacks rather than just like a regular practice round. Talk about what is going on in his head, that like how to execute the shot, which I think is super useful, because I feel like I don't know. Go ahead, Jamie, but I don't know what pros are thinking and how they're so good. So like he's a wordsmith with how he wants to communicate how to throw, which is awesome.
I think those are great ideas, and I think that's doing a good job of leveraging his freakish nature. But I think something you should also do is kind of like a series where you play against him, but the title is like, I beat my caddy with just my left hand, or I beat an amateur with just my left hand.
Yes, that's another good one. That's another. I'm gonna write that
my
down.
caddy throwing only grenades, or like like I think like he's just like, I remember last year, or maybe 2 years ago, it was like a skins match up in Minnesota. Like Gannon hadn't thrown a grenade like really at all, and Kevin showed him how to do it, and then he just threw like a 400-foot grenade or something. And I'm like, dude, like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, you can just pick it up like that? Like I think that if you had some series where he's playing against you, who like you're not bad, like you're decent,
but I'm not,
and he's just crushing you. Like, I beat my caddy with only a putter. I beat my, like, I think it could be a series where it's just like, yeah, I'm him. Like this is so like Robbie said, this is so casual. Like,
yeah. And I think it culminates in a event at the end of the year, whatever the last regular season event is. I caddied my caddy into a Pro Tour event.
There you go. I like that.
So here's the thing: I'm not his caddy.
Qualify.
Like,
but you're not going to caddy at all?
Yeah. But like, even if you're not caddying,
probably if Schlabach's not there for a week, yeah.
I
if Schlabach's not there, I'm guessing I'm gonna caddy, just a part of it, just because that I could be able to film and do with that.
Are you also cooking steaks?
No.
Sloppy
And
steaks?
staring at the camera. But one idea,
At your bone?
one video idea that I have written down that I'm actually really excited about that you guys might not be as excited about, but he has a crazy talent of picking up a disc and just feeling exactly how it's going to fly or why it's a good disc and why it's a bad disc. So that's one thing we're going to do is how he tells what is a good disc or bad disc. Just like really dissecting, because I feel like no one knows. All these pros are like, oh yeah, it's stable, or like, oh that's not good, or it's a terrible disc. So like, he has a natural talent for that. So we have plenty of ideas, and we're gonna do it. Basically, I'm at Gannon's disposable. If he's like, yo, I want to record a video of me eating a hot dog and a Subway sandwich while playing disc golf, like I'll be like, okay.
I did a mukbang while winning a Pro Tour event.
Yeah, like whatever he needs, that's my priority. Like I'm trying to help him out. Like he's a good friend of mine, and I'm just trying to help him out grow his brand, because I feel like it's something that is just like the easy next step where he's missing out on, and I think it's gonna be a good week, good year. So yeah, it's hopefully still happening. It is happening, but you know, May Champions Cup, that's the goal at least.
Huge.
Yeah.
Back to Robbie C.
Back to
Hard
the
transition.
interview we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah,
I actually,
this turn.
I have
on
a
me.
question that is probably just an easy answer, and I thought of it earlier. I go by Jay Millie. My name's obviously not Jay Millie, it's Josh Miller, but you go
His
by
name's
Robbie C,
Custard.
which is, yeah, it's kind of similar in the sense of like people probably call you Robbie C when you've been known as Robbie Crawford your whole life. Where did that come from? You come up with it yourself, or is it an actual nickname that you use? Like, where does Robbie C come from?
Robbie C was just, hey, Crawford is just a mouthful of words. And so I was like, I'll just shorten it to Robbie C. Has like an E, it rolls off the tongue.
Totally.
Was the idea. And yeah, it is funny how like, if you like people that are connected with me or refer to me, no one's just like, oh, did you watch Robbie's video? It's always Robbie C's video. Like we actually, my nickname is longer than my name.
Yeah.
And people just throw on the C at all times. Like if Foundation's talking,
It flows.
Yeah, and if Foundation's talking about, they're like, oh, did you see Robbie C's video? They'll never be like, oh, did you see Robbie's video?
Yeah.
But I'm never
That's
like,
hilarious.
oh, did you check out Trevor stopped DG's video?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, did you see
Yeah.
Trevor's video? So
Or Simon.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Simon Lazat DG. Did you see it? No, it's so I enjoy that, but I also was trying to also think about like expanding it, and so it was like Robbie C disc golf makes sense, and so then when I started a gaming channel, it just was Robbie C gaming. So like I did think I wanted to make sure that branding could expand wherever the wind took us.
Yeah.
And then it's been nice because like I had my logo made. My parents paid an artist as a Christmas present, hired an artist to make my logo.
Oh, that's really
like
kind.
Many
awesome.
years ago. And so they did that. And then when I started gaming, I went to another guy and I was like, here's my logo. I need you to digitize it and like make it all pixelated and everything. And they were like, all right, cool. So then they turned it in and I was like, awesome. So now Robbie C Gaming has its own logo that's just a variation of the R. So like it's fun how you can like switch things around really fast. I've enjoyed that aspect of things.
No, that's sick. I had not seen your gaming channel. Oh, wow. So you post a lot on there too.
Yeah, I try to stream a couple times a week if I can. That has slowed down. And then trying to really take it. I'm posting videos. I start when Marvel Snap came out way back in the day.
Marvel
I started
Rivals
my
is
gaming
goated.
channel. Marvel Rivals is solid. But Snap, I got into the beta with Snap because of Molt. And then I was posed in the right place. So I had a video that got like 80,000 views or something like that on that gaming channel. and it just carried me to monetization.
Monetizing
go.
your hobbies. Let's go. Robbie, what is your Marvel Rivals
sick.
main? Who?
Thor, for sure.
Mine is
Dude,
Namor.
hit me with the Thor Force, and I'm going to just... Oh, baby, you throwing the little turrets down? Okay.
Yes, sir. So random question. This is more like a fanboy question, like Robbie C fanboy, deep cut.
Okay.
You're Jay Millie always just like, his reactions to some things that he's saying geek me. I'll just be talking and be like, anyways, your keys. You've had these keys or had these keys since, or are they? That was my question. I thought you lost the keys. I thought you lost the keys that you've had since like 5th grade. What is the update on that?
So, yeah. So, this key in particular, I have had since 7th grade. And
Okay.
I got it at a youth camp. Your life is an uncut key. Every decision you make in life puts a cut in your key so that you can open some doors and not others. Really great way to start conversations, gospel conversations and whatnot, but neither here nor there. So, this key, like I said, I've had since 7th grade. I've worn it every day since. I went to Foundation, was in Lynchburg. We were playing Peaksview, and we were on hole 16, and I felt my, like something scratching my chest, and I looked down, and I pull my chain out, and the chain has snapped. Like,
No.
keys are gone. And so, like, the other ones, I got this one when I was 18, this one when I got ordained as a minister, my senior pastor, like, he picked this key out for me for my future. Like, so special keys disappear. This was in the fall of 2023. Yeah, fall of 2023. Literally that for Valentine's Day, my wife got me another key. So I didn't have it. And then last summer, someone was walking through Peaksview, kicked up some dirt, and
No
saw
way.
all 3 of my keys sitting in the dirt in the middle of the fairway. And they were like, hey, they just posted the local Facebook group, and they're like, I found these 3 keys. Are these anybody's? And Foundation jumped on it, and so I have them back. They look horrid now. But
Yes.
it
That's
is the 3
crazy.
original keys.
That's
What
the
a
story
story.
we wanted. Yes, that's
Yeah.
the story.
So-
I didn't know that. Wow,
Yeah,
exclusive,
so
everyone.
It is the 3.
Robbie
And
got his
I
keys
took the
back.
key that I got for Valentine's Day for my wife, and I've set it aside and put it in a box to get to Leo when he's old enough to like start
Oh,
holding a key. So
dude.
Cute.
That's
I'm a
sick.
planner.
Well,
Yeah, for real.
while we're on Robbie lore, one thing that popped into my head, and I don't know if you've answered it before. Where's the duck sound come from on your missed putts? Was that just a completely random thing that you chose to start doing? Or is there a story behind that?
Bro, so that was talk about something that no one else is doing. I was like, no one, like, I had watched a Dude Perfect video and they missed a shot, or it was like something hit a rim or something, and like I heard a quack, and I was like, wow, that is hilarious. No one else was doing it in disc golf, like that I was aware of, and I was consuming a lot of disc golf content. No one had it, and I was like, so I'll just sneak it in. It'll be something. And the first couple times that the quacks were in there, I had the volume way too high, so it was like appalling to people. Like I would miss a putt, and before like I could yell at myself on the video, people's like eardrums were bleeding because there was a duck quacking in their ears. And then I would get comments of like, bro, that duck quack was funny, but also way too loud. So I started toning it down, and then I had been doing it for about a year, and I want to say it was Waco. Jomez posts a practice round, and someone misses. It's either a practice round or when they were doing the like recreating iconic shots.
Mm-hmm.
But Jomez posts something, and there is a quack in the video. And I'm so confident that it's at Waco.
Dude, I do it too now.
And the comments came after Jomez. And they were
Oh,
like,
wow.
how unoriginal. Like at the bottom. Like,
Okay,
and
never
you have
mind,
to
I
scroll
don't
down
do
for
it.
'em. But like literally they were like, how unoriginal. You stole Robbie's duck. And it's like, guys, no. If Jomez wants to do it, game on. Let them have credit for it. I don't even care, bro. Like more people quacking. And now I do think that like I hear from people all the time, like when they're playing with their friends and it's casual if someone misses a putt, they will like quack at their like friends when they miss a putt.
That's
Yo,
so
so-
funny.
Yeah,
Cra-
can confirm up here in Connecticut, I've heard people quack upon missed putts.
Crazy,
it's crazy.
deep cut.
So
The video I added for Gannon, USA versus Finland, I added a quack missed putt in there. I didn't even realize that was a Robbie C original. Like, that's what I'm saying. It traveled. I just did it because I don't know, inspiration. So there you go. We talk about not copying content, but I copy the duck.
I here for it. Like I think that's so funny, and it like there's no way to miss a putt and hear a quack and not just like okay, cool, like whatever. It's like it also is a nice mental relief, and people are like, oh, and especially when I play. So I'm my Patreon. We do an event every year in Birmingham, so all of my Patreon members are coming to Birmingham this weekend. And I know that like people are just going to be hunting me to miss putts so they can quack at me. It's like a Robbie C bingo card thing. Like I quacked at Robbie when he missed a putt. And then how it'll go is I'll miss a putt. They'll quack at me. And then they'll be like, oh, do you ever hear the quack? And I'm like, yes. Even if you were not here, I would still hear the quack on my own putt. It haunts me in my nightmares.
funny.
Oh.
I feel like that's something creators don't think about until it's too late. Like if you do something in a video, people are gonna do it to you in person, whether you like it or not. Like
Look at the two
Nick
hot
from
geese.
Nick from Armory, he headbutts the camera to start every video. So he has people come up to him all the time and like just try to headbutt him and be like, "What's up, Armory disc golfers?" and like just headbutt him. And he was telling me about it the other day, and he's like, "It is like I didn't understand what was going on the first few times, and now I understand it." And like it's the same thing for you. You're like you put the quack, and now people are gonna razz you every time you miss a putt.
Or the towel tail. So I have like my towel tail that I love. And now there's like this whole generation of new golfers that are wearing like towels out of their back pockets.
Let's go.
And it's like, guys, like I think it looks super goofy. I personally think it looks super goofy and lame. And I'm sure it like throws something off. But I'm addicted to it, and so like I whenever I don't have my towel, like the slightest thing gets on my hands while I'm on the course, and I'm just like, where's my towel? Oh, what's going on? But like there is, yeah. So it just happens, and then Hunter talked about it one time on like one of their podcasts, and he was like, when I see someone with a towel tail now, I just assume they're a beginner because I assume they watch Robbie C.
That's so
That's
funny.
awesome.
That's cool though. That's cool.
We need to do a video together, Robbie, where I can plug your coaching. It should be like
Do not subscribe to Robbie C Coaching. I hate
no.
Yeah, I didn't want to talk too much about that because that was covered in our Disc South
Live.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The secret
So-
episode.
I've
So-
matured,
Come out.
guys. I've matured.
Yeah, so keep an ear out for that. But hey, as we start to wrap up here, Robbie, curious, what do you feel like is lacking in current disc golf content, and where do you think it's going?
Currently lacking in disc golf content is more people trying to get the sport to grow. Like it is,
Agreed.
you think that there are so many people who are like gung ho for the sport to grow, and then it's just like if
Slow
you
the
travel and
sport.
start meeting locals. Slow the sport is like a very real movement. That people.
Oh,
are like,
really?
I do not want
Yeah.
more courses. I do not want more people to be a part of this. Like
I have not heard that once.
I hate that when I show up to Alex Clark that there's a wait on T Box 1 because before 2020 I never had to wait at Alex Clark. Like people hate the fact that the sport is growing. And that is just insane to me. Like I cannot grasp that to save my life. So I think that we need more people because like we opened the podcast with, like if the sport grows, the money grows, and if the money grows, more people can invest their time into the sport, which also helps the sport grow. Like
Yeah.
my dream is that all three of you sitting here do disc golf full time. Like that is a reality. Like I want more creators. I want more people in general, because I do think that, yeah, like there's avenues that aren't being scratched. So while I think that coaching, a lot of coaching education is good, what do I think is missing? I think good intermediate level disc golf is missing. Because I feel like you have people who grab their iPhone and start making content and they're like, I'm going to go on the Pro Tour one day. Like, that channel has been done a million times.
Yeah.
And you're not doing it better than Bedanza.
Dude,
like,
I think that was my first video. Road from 780 to 1,000. Like, you can actually go on my channel and I think you can. It's still up. It doesn't have many views, but yeah.
Hey, and that's fine. Shoot your shot, take your journey. You're probably not going to make it on the Pro Tour. I hate to tell you that. Like, it's like the top 0.5% of disc golfers. But I think that there's like this realm of people who are pretty good at disc golf, but they're never going to be on the Pro Tour. And we're just not seeing any of their content because they're pretty good, but they think that they're not that good.
Dude, there's so many local pros that are like nasty around me, like 1,000 rate. That's such a good point. Like, there's not a good local 1,000 rated pro that's focused on YouTube. That's a good point, Robbie C.
Yeah, like, so what do I do if I want to aspire? Like, I want to get good at golf, but the idea of going on tour sounds awful. And I could get why people would say that. Like, so with that being said, like, what is my goal? Like, Joe Revere in California or in Colorado. If Joe Revere just recorded everything he does for disc golf, I would watch that with glued attention, because that man is a public school teacher who also is like 1040 rated.
Dude, like legend. I know who he is, and I don't know what he looks like. I've just heard his name. That's how good he is locally.
And it's like, give that guy a channel. Let's see that. And then let's see the guy who's 930 rated. Because I bet the guy who's 930 rated is probably better than most of the people in the comments. Like, I don't think people understand that less than probably 20% of golfers will ever be rated above 900.
You want to know, this is a funny story to me. Who knows if it's a funny story to you guys. When I first started playing disc golf, we like found pro disc golf and saw, like, kind of understood the ratings, but not really. And we remember being like, we're going to play events one day. And like, what do you think you're going to do? What do you think you're going to get to? And I was like, dude, if I get above 900, I'm going to like be so excited. And now I'm like, if I shot a 900 rated round, I would delete my channel. But like, I remember being so serious. Like, I think I could do 900. Like, I think I could. Like, I really think I could get 900. And it was so serious.
Like, you would actively have to do something to shoot less than a 900 rated round. Like, you would have to throw in order to shoot lower than a 900 right now.
Or, dude, I was going to say, Alex Clark, that was a hard course for me in the beginning, and the ratings were terrible. So, like, just play a round at Alex Clark during a tournament, and I think you could get 900 without throwing. Like, that's what I did.
Well, there you go. That's
Super
that's
solid.
the cheat.
It's a couple steps. Move to Dallas. Check one. You don't have to move there. Just go there. Find out there's a tournament happening at Alex Clark. I don't know if there's still tournaments. I don't know how bad it got hit, but I know it got hit hard. But yeah, show up. Boom.
What were you
Don't
saying,
throw.
Emily? Sorry,
That's what
I
Ben
cut
said.
you.
And you're 900.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I experienced someone throwing for their rating for the first time, like 6 months ago.
No way.
He had
That's a rush.
He was having a really bad round, and on like hole 13 or 14, he was trying to be sneaky about it, but I was like, dude, like not running up like at all. He threw a lefty. Like, he was like, oh, I think this is the shot here.
That is not sneaky.
Like,
Is not.
Like, it was horrible. And like, I was like, dude, you were literally just trying to make sure, like, missed multiple like 5-footers, and like, he didn't look nervous, you know. It was like, oh, he hit that left side on purpose, you know, like. And then at the end, he was like, "Oh, not like we finished," and he was like, "Dude, oh, nice, it's 100 points less," and that was like the icing on the cake. I was like, okay, well, I mean, you just saying that right as ratings drops makes me know that you intentionally played bad just so that round wouldn't count. But yeah, that was all I wanted to say. It was it was crazy. I was like, dude, come on, like.
I guess I've
Just
seen that
finish the
once
round. Like,
in Texas
it's
too,
gonna
bro.
happen.
Something about those Texas
Yeah.
people. They care about their rate.
No, it happens in
so,
Bama
dude.
all the time. The key is become a spin putter. If you want to throw your round without being obvious, be a spin
Oh,
putter.
true.
I was gonna say, I was
True.
like, I feel like that was the terrible advice, bro. Spin putting
Yeah,
is
because
like,
all you got to do is, okay, let me line this up. Zoop. Oh, I
Air
pulled
ball.
it right. Now I have a 40-footer. Awesome. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Let me send it back. And then the hard part is on the comebacker, it's really hard to get like a 60-foot spin putt if you're not used to spin putting. So you know that you're only going to pick up one stroke there. Find the woods, like, there was just nothing there. And I smashed one in the throw forehands because you can turn a forehand over. Everybody does that. That's my guide. You want to throw? That's your easy solution. Those are all the
Dude,
things people screw up all the time.
Robbie has a coaching guide for everything. He can even coach you to do that.
I can coach you into
Dude,
cheating.
How to
April
save your
Fools.
ratings.
That's an April Fool's video you should totally do.
Oh,
How to
you
throw
should
a
for
disc golf
sure
round.
do that.
And people are thinking
Please.
like you mean like
April Fool's
throw,
video.
like how to throw, and they're gonna click on
Yeah.
it and like if you're having a bad, it's okay.
How to get the rating you want. That's
Oh,
the,
yes.
that's the title.
Oh.
Yeah,
it's
yes.
just
be
Robbie's
selective
funny.
about the
He's-
courses you play.
yeah.
Drop
You
out
got
if
it,
it's
dude.
any chance of rain.
Yeah. Josh and I talked about doing a swap where I just make a video on Overthrow's channel on the first, and I do an overthrow impression the entire time.
Oh,
That'd be
And
hilarious.
he's just gonna do a Robbie C, get all close to the camera.
That'd be.
I mean, that's
funny.
just good content.
We're
Oh,
here
can
for it.
Robbie C? Can we have the iconic? You shout out someone's name and say hello to them.
Oh yeah, who do you want to say hi to?
I don't know.
Aardvark.
Do you want me to pull my list out?
No.
Man's got a list.
Bart.
Bart?
Bart.
Yeah.
Jebediah.
Oh, okay. So
Jebediah.
you guys met Avi at Dis South, right?
Who?
Yeah.
Avi. She was the girl doing the interviews.
Oh, yes,
Oh
yes,
yes.
running
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
So Avi, I wrote her name down. So I shouted her out in today's video. And there's a guy who comments on my videos, and his name is Davey, and he has been asking me to shout him out for a while. And so I get there, and I'm like, "How you doing today, Avi? Are you having a good one?" And Davey commented was like, "You have got to be kidding me at this point, really, like
Dude, that's good.
phenomenal." But how you doing today, Bart? You having a good one?
Thank
Let's
you.
go, Bart.
That was
That's for you.
that was inspired by Ryan Trahan. I think I said that in the creators content.
Yes, you
Yes,
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta not spoil the live because eventually it will come out one day.
Oh,
I,
I don't
uh,
think I said that in the art. I don't think I said that in Funsie. I think that was in like the
Oh
content.
no, the
creator
content
panel.
creator.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
it
that was
was.
it. Yeah.
I was
You
gonna
did
say, I was like, I don't recall that.
okay,
I think. I thought. Do you know who Danny Gonzalez is, Robbie C?
I do not.
Robbie C.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I don't know why I said Robbie C. I'm
Oh no.
literally doing
Everybody does it.
exactly what-
Everybody does it.
Yeah.
Everyone calls
yeah.
me Ben Kenny and you Jay Millie. It's just what it is.
Well, everyone calls me Jay too. They just call me Jay
Jay.
or
Really?
Jimmy.
I've never. That's
Yeah.
not true.
I'm never calling you Jay. Promise.
Yeah. No,
I'll call you
I'm-
Jay.
I mean,
That's sick.
Yeah, do it. Well, he makes YouTube videos, and in all his YouTube videos, he calls his fans Greg. So he says, "How's it going, Greg?" But like, it's only Greg. And so when you like when I watched your videos and saw you saying names, I was like, I wonder if he got that from Danny Gonzalez. So when you started your story, I expected you to say Danny Gonzalez, not Ryan Trahan.
You know
Yeah,
what's even crazier? So this artist, his name is formerly known as Mike Stud. It's just Mike now. He calls his fans the Steves, and he's like, "What up, Steve?" And then
Like from Minecraft?
just Steves, and all of his fans like hit him up, be like, "Hey, Steve, what's up?" Like, "Hey, Stevie." Like, that's his thing. Like, I think it was just
That's
like
pretty
a kind
funny.
of like a friend group thing turned into like, but yeah, he calls them the Steves. He has a website that's a Patreon called onlysteves.com that just has like
That's
Of
hilarious.
course he does. Of course he does.
is just he drops exclusive content. He's very popular. And he's from Rhode Island. That's why I know him. But yeah, he just calls him, "What up, Steves? How we doing, Stevie?"
Dude, that's actually so funny.
Okay. I've got a wild question to ask. It's one of my middle school pastor. I loved to get a middle school guy to talk. You got to ask him like weird questions to get him comfortable. So I'll throw this out there because I know I can look at Sajko and he's like, guys, we got to wrap. This is off the rails. I see it in his
Sajko.
eyes.
Yeah, Sajko
Dude,
is always
I
wraps
was-
us up.
I gotta keep us
So-
in check, son.
So here's the wacky question. You got Steve's and you got Greg's. If you legally had to change your name right now, like your whole identity got stolen, you only get to keep your last name. What are you changing your name to? You
Easy.
can go first and middle if you want, but first is the only thing we're looking for.
I'll go.
Deleting
I'll go
my
first.
middle name because it's Chester, and that rhymes
That's a
with only
sick name,
one
bro.
word, and it's unfortunate.
Okay.
Dude, I
Lester.
love that.
Here's mine. I would change my name to Clark. Clark Kenny. It's close to Clark Kent. Kind of sounds like
Clark
Clark
Kenny.
County. Clark
Okay.
Kenny.
Yeah.
Clark Kenny.
Everyone's got a Clark County. Every
Superman.
state.
That's what I'm saying. Clark.
Have you guys ever not liked your name? Because I don't think, like, sure, I joke about my middle name being Chester, but I've never
Dude.
been like, oh, Nathan. Like, I never knew
Chester's a
another Nathan
sick
in my
name.
life until disc golf, where
That's
half
not
of
true.
the disc golfers are called Nathan.
That is actually preposterous. I feel like Nathan is one of the most common male names in America. That's crazy.
It probably is. I could see it as being like a top 50 or top 100 or something like that.
Yeah.
Easy. But
I know so many names.
I disliked being Robbie C disc golf for a little while because there was a guy on Instagram who was Robbie C DG with a Y, and he was doing Instagram polls. Depending on how long you've been on social media with disc golf, he would do Instagram stories, and he would be like best forehand on tour, and then he would tag like
you.
2 players, and then you would vote, and then he would do these brackets every week. And like that was his whole thing, was doing brackets, and it was Robbie C DG with a Y. His name was Robbie Corns. And I got to talk to Robbie Corns a lot because people would message me with a bracket idea, and people would reach out to him for disc golf help. So I did hate my
That's
name
crazy.
at that point in disc golf.
That is so.
Yeah, I didn't like, or like there's just, I've never disliked my name strongly. The only reason I don't like my name is it's super generic, and that's why I'm Jay Millie and not Joshua Miller, because there's 8 million Joshua Millers. I graduated with another Joshua Miller, and so when we walked across the stage, it was Joshua Miller. Joshua Miller.
Josh, this is not a joke. I found a disc today at the course I was playing
Bro,
at
I did
that
too.
said Joshua Miller.
I did too yesterday. No way,
No, you
Sajko.
did it.
Were you at Maple Hill?
No, I was at Thompson
Dude.
today.
What? This
on-
Joshua Miller guy.
Dude.
Yo, he is
He's a real
making
big
found
kitties,
it
if you know what I'm saying.
whole
Just
eight. Make
leaving
his
this
rounds.
everywhere.
Yeah, that's me. Literally. I found it hole 8, Maple Hill. I saw the number and I made sure I was seeing if it lined up with your number
yeah, you
because
checked it.
because I was like, dude, someone might have stole Josh's disc and it wasn't you.
That's
But
so
that's
funny.
crazy, Sajko, that
The
you
only
found it.
person the only person losing more discs than Ben is this Joshua, Miller.
Yeah, literally, but not me.
Literally.
My answer to the question would be, I was trying to think of something, but I just think this would be hilarious. So my dad's name is Bill, and so I would want to
Sorry.
be Bill.
It's not even funny. It's just so like Bill.
Yeah, no, it's just a great name. But my middle name is Wilson, so I could be Billy Willie Millie.
Ooh. Or Bill
like
Will. Or Will
dude.
Mill. I like Wilson Miller.
Billy
Ooh.
Millie.
That sounds
Yeah.
like
Willy
that.
Millie.
Wilson Miller sounds like
Willy
something like 2025 parents would name their child. Wilson Miller. It's like very like elegant. I feel like that's how everyone's trying to name their child. Just like elegant, like Olivia Charlotte Marie Graham.
A lot of double names, especially here in the South.
Yeah.
Lot of double names.
For sure.
Wow,
Fantastic.
That's a heck of a spot to stop.
Wait, yeah. What's yours, Robbie?
Leroy.
Sorry, Robbie C.
I actually, yeah, I would appreciate if you use my
If you
full
don't
name, please. Yes. Formalities only. But no, it's Leroy. I already know it's Leroy. When I have to sign up and give my name in an app, it's Leroy. If I have to give my name in a restaurant, it's Leroy. Like when Overthrow came to my town to visit, they stopped at the Chipotle and they had to pick up my order. And they were like, "There's no order for Robbie here." And I was like, "Yeah, it's under Leroy." And they were like, "Oh,
That's
okay,
funny.
cool." Like at one of my local establishments when I was in ministry, I went there so often for lunch that I'd walk in and they'd be like, "Hey, Mr. Leroy, nice to meet you."
Any
Nice to meet
specific
you.
reason, or you just like the name?
Love the name. And I can make people feel really bad about it because if someone says, like, if they go Ben's direction, they're like, "Oh, like Leroy Jenkins," which is 100% where it was inspired from. Then I'll
Yeah.
just flip the script on them and be like, "Oh, I'm actually from South Georgia. It's a family name." And they're like, I'm so sorry. No, that's fine, dude. But no, it's Leroy because I also wanted to be my grandpa name.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Wait, that's your
when
grandpa's name?
No.
Oh,
I have no one in my life
Oh,
named
you
Leroy.
want it to be a grandpa name.
Yeah, exactly. So like I picture the whole dream of it is when I first said, "Hey, I'm going to start going by Leroy," like jokingly. I
Cowboy
pictured
hat.
myself at grandparents' day at school, and they're like, "This is Papa, this is Grandpa, this is Pops, this is Leroy." And it just keeps walking down the line. They're like, "Oh, is your name Leroy?" And I'm like, "Nah, it's Dennis Robert Crawford II." I'm like,
Well,
Yeah, get it
Makes
right.
sense.
before we were
Leroy.
we were real quick before we were before you came on the show, me and Sajko were talking about the nicknames we have given you, just our personal. Like obviously you know mine, Robbie Custard the Third, and what is yours that you always say, Sajko?
I don't even know where this came from. I just call him Robacious Kensington. And I think I introduced him as such on Disc South Funsie Live episode.
We already have nicknames for you, and
for it.
we're the only ones that call you. It's so weird, so weird.
Yeah, very
Dude,
random.
I've been getting Instagram DMs from a guy who is giving me the most absurd names for Jay. He'll call me Jaquarius Millie, or he'll
love
respond to all of my Instagram stories or whatever I post and be like, "Good job, Jaquarius Millie. Good job, Geraldine Millie." You know, like he's just coming up with different J names. And I always respond and I'm like, "Dude, this is hilarious. Keep it up." But it's like, it's so funny. And it's like the same vibe.
That's funny.
That's incredible. Incredible. Audibly laughed. Robbie, you're the man. And we know you're a busy guy, but I mean, you obviously do a lot of great things in disc golf, and I feel like you probably support more small creators, or not even just any disc golf creator, more than any other creator that I know of. So you do a lot of great stuff, and we're happy to have you on here and take some time out of your day.
Dude, happy to be here. I'll shout out a guy who I think is coming back to the scene. His name's Corbin Phillips Disc Golf. He has like 300 subs. Dude is elite. He's out of the Northwest. Super cool, great guy. Has really cool edits. Yeah, love his content. That's my plug. Go check out Corbin.
I'll go look at it right now.
Crushing the game. But yeah, no, I appreciate you guys. Funsie fan for life. Honored to have. I don't know if Garrett told you, but I bought a flip before we started on Saturday because I was like, I don't want these to sell out. And he was like, "Well, you can just have." I was like, bro. Friends support friends. Let's do this thing. And so I secured, to my understanding, the first flip of Disc South from the people. So I stole that from you listeners because I'm a fan of the podcast. So I apologize, everyone. But get good. Make your own content, fill a gap, and then you could be at Disc South having your own booth, and then you can go buy the first of the next drop. There you go. That's your mission.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Before doors opened, I had maybe bought 8 to 10 discs. So
Oh.
Sajko's fill a niche. like Robbie C said, that's the one reason I did it. I wanted to go to Disc South and get the VIP treatment without being a VIP ticket holder.
Well, you did not get the VIP disc, so there you go.
I did not. I'm not that elite.
VIP only.
Yikes.
Thank
Thank you everyone for listening, and do all that stuff, like and subscribe or whatever. Appreciate you. There's lots of podcasts. Thanks for listening to ours. Funsie out.
Yes. Funsie. Yeah.